It's a 20-year-old musician in a Hawaiian shirt taking on a globe-trotting lighting expert with Michael Punio, facing Kyle Hart in Game of Thrones and Parks and Rec trivia. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. Hope you had a great 4th of July holiday week and weekend, and hope your work week is going great right now. I had a great holiday. I got over a great vacation. We talked about that last week. And I had a big weekend this weekend. I had a live podcast over at Pocock Brewing in Santa Clarita, California, which turned out really good. It was my first time ever doing something like that. And we did some great brewery trivia. So we had 3 brewmasters or 3 brewers going head to head in topics like sci-fi related trivia, Simpsons related trivia, and American history related trivia. And then we did a round on beer and all kinds of other fun stuff. And you'll be able to listen to that very soon. It'll be coming up in just a few weeks here on the show. So subscribe to this show, tell a friend about this show, and play along with the questions at home. A lot of people have been doing that, and a lot of fun interactions on Facebook as of late. Some fun comments on the Trivia with Buds Facebook page from the last episode. The 4th of July episode was all about American Pie trivia. If you want to go back just 1 week and answer 20 questions from me and my brother, Tom Buds. These were some things we talked about. We were talking about where Nadia was from in American Pie. And me and my brother both said, Slovakia or Czechoslovakia. And I said, what is the difference between those two things? And my new friend Stacy Mo McPeak on my Trivia with Buds Facebook page said, Czechoslovakia hasn't been a country for almost 25 years. They split in 1993 into Slovakia and the Czech Republic, a.k.a. Czechia, it looks like. So thank you, Stacy, for pointing that out. And there was another comment about that episode from Rooster J. Neufeld, who said, twice throughout the podcast, you mentioned the 3 straight-to-video American Pie movies, Bandcamp, Naked Mile, and Book of Love. I was a little surprised you didn't correct this in post-production because there are actually 4 straight-to-video sequels. The one you missed both times was American Pie Presents Beta House, which came out in 2007. So thanks for letting me know about that, Rooster J. Neufeld. I really hope your first name is actually Rooster. I don't have any friends with the name Rooster, and you would be the first. So Rooster pointed that out. I will also point out that there is no post-production on this show. I add music to it, and I cut it up, and I add like a little voiceover for my sister-in-law, Wendy Starling, saying like Trivia Showdown and stuff like that. But I'm never gonna, it's never gonna be the show if you're looking for a very accurate Jeopardy style type program. That's the kind of show you should watch. But I do appreciate you listening. But again, I will, the style of this show is very conversational and kind of fun and BSing. And there's not a lot of fact checking. So I know trivia makes you think that it's always fact based, but most of the stuff is probably right. But I would say, listen with that caution if you're looking for something super serious. But thank you, Rooster. And he also gave me a quesadilla tip. He said, keep your moisture content low. So thank you, Rooster, for that tip. We have a lot of fun stuff on Netflix to watch now. If you are into wrestling, you will love the Glow series. I watched the first 2 episodes of that. People are flying through them. I think it's only 10 episodes. They're only like a half hour each. So highly recommend those. The first 2 are great so far. Go watch Glow. And Norm Macdonald's stand-up special. Man, I don't laugh out loud all the time at stand-up anymore after doing it for a good chunk of my life. But Norm, man, he kills me. So go check out his special. It's called Hitler's Dog and Gossip and Trickery or something like that. It's a really interesting, unique special and super funny if you like Norm's style of humor. Spider-Man, is it any good? I have not seen it. I have not seen Wonder Woman or Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or this new Spider-Man. And well, when you turn, you get to be in your 30s and you have a kid, you're like, let's go to the movies later and we'll get a babysitter and all that stuff. And then you have 8 beers and then you pass out at 7 and you sleep through any chance of seeing that movie. So that's what I did on Saturday. But yeah, Spider-Man, is it any good? That is my question for you. I know a lot of people loved it, but if you liked Spider-Man and saw it this weekend, go on my Facebook page. Let's get another conversation going on there. And let me know what you thought of the new Spider-Man Homecoming movie, what you liked, what you didn't like, and how you think it fits into the Marvel Extended Universe. Comedy nerds, sci-fi nerds, get ready, because we're going to dive into this episode in just a second. But I do want to give a shout out to the Amazon wish list, which is in the description, the full notes and description for this episode. Check out the Amazon wish list for the show. There are some things that we could definitely use to make the show bigger, better, and sound funner. One of the things that was bought for me last week was a game called Monikers, which is a super fun party game similar to Taboo. You can get it at Target and Amazon and things like that. My good friends, the Wanzers, Kurt and Dana, shout out to them, bought it for me, and it was waiting for me when I got home from vacation. And I played it with my family on the 4th of July who came over. I played it at work. I played it at the live podcast the other night over at Pocock Brewing. Highly recommend this game, Monikers. It's super, super fun. And we have some other stuff on the wish list we could definitely use. So if you like this show, you want to support this show, go on the Amazon wish list and buy us another pair of headphones so guests can listen to what they sound like when they record the show. Go on there and grab us a boom pole for my Zoom audio recorder that we're going to use for some shooting just next month. We're doing a scripted Trivia with Buds show. Now, this is going to be very similar to a Curb Your Enthusiasm style show, or a Louie, if you will. So if you like me, you like playing my live events, you like this podcast, support this podcast and support our little web series we're going to start doing, which is a scripted show called Trivia with Buds. The first episode is about a sex doll, so you should enjoy that. Every episode of the show will be kind of like framed with the answer to the last trivia question of a trivia night. So this first episode is it's like, all right, and who played the lead role in Lars and the Real Girl? The answer was Ryan Gosling. So the name of the episode is Ryan Gosling, and the episode is kind of about a sex doll. So it's always going to be themed with a trivia question like that. It's going to be really funny, and a lot of my funniest friends are going to be in it, including Delaney Fisher, who is a very funny comedian from California, and Joe Marisi, all the way from Chicago, now out in LA, one of my funniest friends. If you like deadpan humor, if you like people like Norm Macdonald, you'll love Joe Marisi. So check that out, the Trivia with Buds scripted series coming very soon, and we could use a boom pole. So check out the Amazon wish list and help support the podcast and the web series. That's about it for now. We're going to dive into this episode with my friends Kyle and Michael. Comedy nerds, sci-fi nerds unite. We got Parks and Rec and Game of Thrones. Here we go. Sitting here in beautiful Laverne, California at my own house. This is the first podcast recorded in what I call my man cave. And man is a strong word, but it is a cave full of shit that I own. And I'm sitting here with two friends of mine. One is a good friend from Trivia Nights, and the other one's a brand new friend. And their names are Kyle Hart and Michael Puno.
How's it going?
How's it going? That was Michael's voice. Your last name has Poon in it. That's kind of fun.
Oh, yeah. No, it's really tasty.
Oh, boy. All right. Starting off strong. And Kyle, your last name, Hart, has no dirtiness to it. Just
that's true.
Part of my favorite tag team, the Hart Foundation. Did you watch wrestling growing up?
I did not.
No? All right. Podcast is over. Thanks for stopping by. No. You guys live pretty close to here, Laverne, California. Isn't that right?
Yeah. I live in Upland.
And I live in Claremont, so like right in between everything.
Oh, boy. This is like the Mount Rushmore of white suburbs, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're almost there. We need San Dimas. We need somebody from there.
It's true.
I haven't recorded in my house. This is the first time since we moved in here about 2 months ago. What do you guys think of this setup? Now, people can't see it, so try and paint the picture for them. What are you looking at when you're sitting? Where are you sitting? You can talk about that, too.
Oh, I'm sitting in a little diner booth, and he is definitely right. It is it's a cave full of junk and stuff, that's for sure.
Do you guys collect things? Do you have a lot of stuff like lying around your house?
Yeah, I have a lot of like Loot
Hawaiian
Crate.
shirts.
Yeah, I used to own 12 at a certain time in my life.
Michael is wearing a Hawaiian shirt right now, and I pointed it out before we started recording. I said, "Is that a real Hawaiian shirt?" And he said, "I just came back from Hawaii. You were just on a trip there?"
Yeah, actually, I was working out in Hawaii with the program that I'm in at Citrus College.
Shout out to ETT.
What does ETT stand for?
Emerging Theater Technologies.
Oh, boy. Is that what you guys both work in?
Yeah.
Emerging Theater Technologies. Is that fancy for like lighting and things?
Exactly right.
Very good. And what were you doing out in Hawaii? You lighting some palm trees?
Yeah, we actually did a show for what are they called?
Did you guys do Sheridan? The Waikiki?
Yeah, we're the shirts in Waikiki. And
Okay.
then we're at the Royal Hawaiian also doing a show for Melissa Manchester.
Oh, wow.
Who's an artist back in the day,
Sure.
like in the 80s and stuff, way before I was born.
Shout out to my Uncle Blaine, who moved to Hawaii when he was 18, and he's got to be 60 now. He's never come back. So he comes back to visit, but he has like a family out there. He speaks Hawaiian. Like it's almost like he never lived here. He's like a Hawaiian guy, but he's also just like an Irish Croatian guy from Chicago, like at heart, you know? But back in the day, man, he did a commercial where he was running on a beach with Betty White. And I always remember that. It was like 1988. I was like 3. And I remember my mom's like, my brother's in a Betty White commercial. And she got to interview him for like a Hawaiian Air ad or something. It was crazy. So did you see Betty White when you were there? That's what I'm getting at.
No.
Is
she still alive?
She's still kicking. I think so. She's
yes,
in probably a death pool at every moment of her life that's left. But she's in there. Now, you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and I just found this out. Some bad news, guys. All the Hawaiian shirts I wear are from Target, because a lot of my shirts are from Target. This tank top's from Target. And it's the brand Mossimo. And I just read today, Mossimo no longer going to be a Target brand. They're dropping Mossimo and the other one that starts with M that's everywhere at Target. And they're coming out with 12 new brands. And I'm kind of mad about that.
12 new
So does
brands.
that
12
mean
new
that we
ones.
should like go out and buy all the shirts?
They are going to be,
then when they're like vintage, we sell them for like
vintage
double
Target
the-
shirts.
Yeah.
That's right. Like my collection of toys, you can collect these knockoff Hawaiian shirts. That'll be great. So, Kyle, you don't have any kind of collections at home? Nothing?
I collect,
Prayers.
yes, prayers.
Talk about that a little bit. I always joke with you about it, but your trivia team, you guys play at Last Name Brewing in Upland, California, just down the street from here. And you guys, a lot of you met at church or are friends from church.
That's exactly right. Yep.
And you seem like normal people.
We are normal people. Common misconception of the religious type is we're not all like Westboro. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Is this a Christian church?
Yes, it's
A lot of rock guitar?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. Do you play guitar?
I do not.
Would you, though, in the church if you could?
Yes, and they've tried to get me
Really?
to play ukulele because they said I kind of know how to play it. And I was like, they were like, if you know these chords, you can do it. I'm like,
Sure. You're like, they're like, bring the guy with the Hawaiian shirt. We got a ukulele for you. This will be great. Betty White might show up. It's going to be a good time. Now, you had mentioned I have a copy of John Wick 2 over there. I got it for Father's Day on Blu-ray. I have not opened it yet. I'm very excited to open it. But you had mentioned, you said, did you see it? And I said, no, I haven't watched it yet. And you said, the guy who wrote the first one goes to your church.
yeah,
And I said, somebody who wrote that violent-ass movie goes to church? That's amazing. But I don't know. I guess there's stereotypes about church, and we're going to break them down one podcast at a time.
one podcast at a time. That's right.
Have either of you done a podcast before?
I have not. I've been a part of. I've watched podcasts happen.
Okay.
I've not been in one.
Interesting. Is it fun to watch? I imagine it's probably not that fun. I like certain live podcasts. I go to see How Did This Get Made? Did you ever listen to that? That's one of my favorite shows. And seeing that live, it's expensive. I think it's like $40 a ticket. And usually you go to both movies. They do 2 movies in one night. And it's a lot of money. It's like $80, but it feels like you really saw a show, both of them.
Well, going back to your question, watching a podcast is pretty much the same thing as listening to it, just you get to see it.
Sure. And you brought your parents. They're watching us right now. How you doing, Mr. and Mrs. Hart? They're not actually here. That was a joke.
They're mute.
Oh, they're mute. Okay, very good. You guys looked at me like, are my parents here? You didn't even turn when I motioned over to where they might be standing. You sons of bitches. All right. We're going to get into a little bit more about you guys. Kyle, I said you're a trivia player. I call you the future me because one time you wore glasses, you have a beard, similar hairstyle, and I said, you're like me in the future coming back to play my own trivia nights.
Yep. Then you found out I was a lot younger than you.
Sure. Wouldn't that be sad if that was my mission as like the Terminator of my life? Like I go to my own trivia nights because I know the answers to win a $20 gift card.
Well, you're doing a poor job because I never win.
Oh, yeah, I know. Sometimes your eyes light up red, and I know that you're from the future. Let's see. You work in lighting. We talked about that. And you are an aspiring writer and director. Have you written and directed anything for fun? Tell us about it. What kind of stuff? Pornography. No?
No.
Okay.
I'm a good writer.
There you go.
I've written a couple of things with... I've taken a couple of screenwriting classes.
Yeah.
I've worked on... My first idea was a trilogy for zombie apocalypse story.
Okay. Those are popular these days.
That's why I chose it.
I had the first issue of Walking Dead, and I sold it for $150 way before the show came out. And I was like, wow, I made $147. And then now it's worth like thousands.
Yeah, right.
It's worth way more now because of the popularity of the show. Apocalyptic zombie stuff. That's your stuff. Have you seen all the zombie movies, the classics, the Dawn of the Deads and things?
Yeah, I haven't seen as many as I wish I had. I mean, some of them are good. Some of them are really bad.
That's true. I got a tidbit for you. Phil from Modern Family is in Dawn of the Dead, the remake from 2004, and he's like a real dick in it. So if you like Modern Family and you love how like heartfelt and soft Phil is as like a dad, go back. I think he like bangs a model and then immediately gets killed. Like they're like, we're stuck in this mall and there's zombies, and he's like, I'm gonna bang some chick, and then they both die. I think that's what happens. Somebody should tell me that listens to this podcast if that is accurate. The last thing you told me in your bullet points, you said you love Taco Bell.
That's true.
I think everybody does, right? Especially when wearing a Hawaiian shirt, had a few cocktails, and you're like, let's go get some TB.
It's like if I liked it anymore, it may be considered unhealthy.
Oh, yeah. I eat it at least once a month, I think, because it's like one of those great, like one time a month. Yeah. Well, I started in my adult life, started eating it like for lunch, and I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Like when you eat it like not drunk or anything, and it's the middle of the day, it doesn't feel like a good choice ever. But the $5 box, you can't go wrong. You get so many things in there.
Oh, yeah.
Every month they have a new one, and every month I'm like, yeah, I'll take a chalupa that looks like a couch. You just have to like eat out of the couch.
Had one the other day.
Couch. Oh, they're great. And you get a drink and the chips. Can't go wrong. Those are your 3 bullet points. Michael Pugno. Your last name, Pugno. People call you Pug?
Yeah.
Like the dog?
Yeah.
You have one of those at home?
My grandma does.
Very good.
I have a shirt that has pugs on it.
Okay. You have a lot of interesting shirts.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about getting a pug? Is that the kind of dog you would get if you were going to get your own dog?
It's definitely the dog I would get.
Why haven't you gotten one yet of your own?
Because I already have a dog in my house, and he's really big.
And he's not a pug. What kind of dog is that?
It's a golden doodle.
Have you thought about changing your name to Michael Doodle?
No.
Oh, put it on the list of shit to do.
I'll definitely, first thing I do once I leave this podcast.
There you go. You told me in this little message that Kyle sent on your behalf that you have never, I wrote never met, which means you and I have never met. That's that bullet point. The next one says you're a musician. What do you play?
I play guitar, and I like to play bass.
Sure, slap of the bass.
Oh, yeah.
That's not an annoying phrase from I Love You, Man. Never heard that before. Shout out to my brother Scott, who says that to me every time I see him. And I say, that's the worst part of the movie. And he's like, no, bro, slap at the bass.
Oh, yeah.
You play bass, you play guitar. You ever beat some drums?
Oh, yeah. My grandfather was a drummer. And when he passed away, I got his drum kit.
Do you ever put all that shit together in both your arms and you're like a one-man band? You ever try that kind of thing?
I did.
Yeah.
And no one bought tickets. Sure. So
just one pug bought. Grandma's pug bought one ticket to see it.
My mom didn't even show up.
She didn't even show up. Yeah. The last thing you told me, you were a Coke to Pepsi transfer. And I think that is a very interesting fact because I don't know if I'm a transfer. I've liked Pepsi my whole life, and everyone always makes fun of me. They're like, what? Like, I have a friend named Casey O'Connor who's been on the show, and he is adamant about, like, if he goes to a restaurant and they have Pepsi, he'll get up and walk out. like, oh, you don't have Coke? Well, I'm leaving. Wow. And I mean, if I'm at a restaurant, I'll have either one. But I prefer Pepsi. It's like sweeter. Is it right? Pepsi's got to be a little sweeter.
Well, I really like the cherry Pepsi.
Cherry Pepsi's great. And it's rare.
Oh, yeah.
Certain Taco Bells have it, which is another great thing about Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
We can't go wrong.
Are they going to sponsor this podcast?
They probably should. I should send them the link because Taco Bell and Pepsi are owned by the same people.
Taco Bell, send us free stuff.
Send us free $5 box coupons.
Please.
Very good. You know what I want? I want, like, you know how you can go to 7-Eleven and they have the cheese thing that you push onto your nachos? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want that machine, but with the Taco Bell cheese on my kitchen countertop.
Okay.
Right? You just put it on cereal, whatever you need.
Cereal, yep.
Sure. There it is. Pepsi, Coke. You know what I like Coke better? I like a cherry Coke at the movie theater because that's what they usually have. What do you guys think about this Coke Freestyle machine? You ever see that?
You like get like everything.
You can get every flavor of all time.
I've been out of the country too long. What is this?
Certain movie theaters have it. It's like a big touch screen dispenser, and you can be like, I want a mellow yellow, but with raspberry in it. Mm-hmm. You can get like real crazy, Kyle. Crazy.
The lines have gone longer for drinks now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because, you mean like because it takes so long?
They're like, hey, what do I want?
Well, yeah, and people don't know how to use touch screens or anything.
Maybe just pick a drink. and go on.
There you go. We're going to talk about, speaking of picking stuff, we're going to talk about the topics that I picked for you guys, but we got to get into the topics that you gave me first. So, Kyle, the show works like this. I ask you for 5 things that you're into, and then we talk about why you're into them. So we'll start with Kyle's topics. Your first topic, Game of Thrones. G, lowercase o, capital T. That's how people say it online.
The GOT.
Are you totally caught up on the series?
I absolutely love the series.
I think you've actually said this to me at a trivia night, because I think I had a Game of Thrones question of some kind, and you were like, I like this. And, your eyes lit up red.
Exactly like that, actually.
Sure. It was super. You're an android. Right. They're not androids.
From the future.
What is a Terminator? Is that
He's cyborg? A governor.
Hey, not anymore. Had sex with the maid. This was your first topic, Game of Thrones. I'm like probably 2.5 seasons behind. Okay. I need to catch up. The last thing I saw was an arrow through Tywin's neck at the end of a series.
Huge spoiler.
Yeah.
Well, spoiler.
Pivotal moment.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't say. Yeah, but it also doesn't say, is he dead? Who did it? I just kind of gave one fact.
True. Mm-hmm. It's true.
And if you're listening to this show, you probably are caught up on your Game of Thrones, right?
I am.
I wasn't even sure if I got the name right. Is Tywin right? Is that the right name?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Spoiler alert. Is it too late to say that? All right.
Nope, it's perfect.
I already got you. So
thank you, Michael. Your next topic was Lord of the Rings, which in my head may be the same thing as Game of Thrones. No?
In your head it is. We've talked.
No, what's funny is I love Game of Thrones, cannot stand Lord of the Rings. And I've given it so many tries, and there's just something about it that it's like, it's like whenever I'm in a setting, like for a meeting, like in a boardroom type setting, I'm immediately like sleepy because it reminds me it feels like I'm in school. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh God, someone's droning on. I feel like I'm listening to a professor or something. Lord of the Rings is like that for me with movies. I'm like, as soon as it comes on, I'm like, I gotta turn this off, or I gotta get out of the room. But Game of Thrones, I don't know. I can get really into it. What do you think what do you think the difference is?
I'm honestly not sure what the difference would be on that. For the reasons you like it?
Why do you think I could love something like Game of Thrones but not care for Lord of the Rings? Just characters?
Michael's right. I mean, it's probably the boobs.
Michael did some boob movements. So you think that there's more skin on Game of Thrones?
That's probably what you like better about it.
There are a lot of whorehouses. I'll tell you that.
There sure are. With a lot of important storyline going on at the same time.
And a lot of clean-looking prostitutes where I'm like, I don't know if they would be this clean. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All right. Your next topic was 90s rock songs. Give me your anthem. What's your anthem of the 90s? Also, weren't you born in like 1998?
98?
I don't know.
95.
You guys look young. I'm way older than both of you.
90s
95?
anthem.
Oh, it's not too old. Oh, I guess, wow. Are you 95 too?
I'm 97.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that was closer to 98.
Yeah.
That's why you can't have a beer.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. That actually is why you can't have a beer, because you're not even 21.
He's really not 21.
Wow. Michael, you are how old? 17?
No, 12 and a half now.
I'm actually turning 20 on Wednesday.
Oh, well, happy birthday. This will be out before then. This is the eve of your birth when people are listening to this. So you can have a beer yet. That's next year. Oh, my God. That was crazy. I offered these guys a beer when they showed up, and he said, well, he can't. And I thought you meant because he was driving.
Well, he's pregnant.
Oh, he's also pregnant and underage. A lot of problems, Michael. So many things. You know what I suggest? Church. I would go to church. Your next topic. Well, we'll go back to that 90s rock song. What's your anthem? What do you go with?
90s anthem. Well,
so I'm only going to give you from 95 to 2000 because that was the only time you were born. So it's got to be after 95.
Well, I grew up. My parents used to sing me to sleep with "Sweet Child of Mine."
Okay, so that's late 80s, right?
That's late 80s. Yeah, that's true. 89? That's 89.
So that's pretty good.
It's almost 90.
I'm going to give you a 90s rock song instead. I'm going to say
you're going to give me my
Faith by Limp Bizkit.
Perfect.
People that listen to the show know I love Limp Bizkit. So Faith is your new 90s anthem.
Limp Bizkit does a great rendition of Behind Blue Eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, great song.
All right, I'll have to check that out. This is your fourth topic, TV characters. You just kind of said that in general. TV characters. Who are some of your favorites? Like a Kramer on Seinfeld? Would it be a favorite character?
That's my
favorite. I was never a huge Seinfeld fan. I liked How I Met Your Mother, Friends, all those sitcoms. Seinfeld I never got into.
Never did. I got some Seinfeld figures.
We were checking those out.
Putty, Newman, Kramer, Soup Nazi, Frank Costanza, and Peterman, but he's laying down. My daughter takes him, throws him. Just throws shit everywhere. You guys don't have kids. Well, you got that one. And you got the bun in the oven. Yeah. Very good. All right, TV characters. That's a good category. And video games was your last one. Console video games specifically, which is funny because you sent me a picture of a PC you built, so I thought you'd be a PC guy.
Yeah, well, I just moved to PC.
Oh.
And PC would be considered a console of sorts.
Would it?
But I
Okay.
would not consider this category the same thing.
Okay.
Because consoles in the gaming community would be like,
They'll probably kill you.
yeah, that'd be like PlayStation, Xbox, all that.
Sure. Did you see this Crash Bandicoot trilogy came out again on PlayStation 4? It's like the three
Yeah, I
games
heard
from the
about
90s
that.
and 2000s and, remastered and all that shit. They just love remastering. I think they just like the word remastering. I don't even know if they're doing anything.
It's great. People buy something a second time.
That's true. I bought, you know what I've bought a lot? The Mega Man games. The old Mega Man
yeah.
games. They always come out with a new collection or like a special download, and I feel like I've bought those several times. I'm a big console guy. What do I got over there? I got Nintendo Switch. I got PlayStation 4. In the other room, I have PlayStation 3. And I have a Wii in the garage in a box where it belongs because no one plays Wii anymore. But Switch is fun. Have you guys played the Nintendo Switch?
I haven't
yet.
because
Before you leave, we're going to play Mario Kart.
sweet because you
pretty
said
fun.
that at last name once and it didn't work.
What didn't work?
You couldn't connect it to the projector.
Oh, yeah. That was not going to happen. We always have projector problems out there. But everyone should come and play every Wednesday from 7:30 to 9:30 in Upland, California. Michael, now that we know you're young, this changes everything I know about you. Here's your first topic. You said 70s rock. Diving back.
Oh, yeah.
Those are like classic songs way before your time, right? 97, so let's see, 20 years before that. What are some of your favorite 70s rock songs or bands?
Led Zeppelin is
Yeah,
like
that's
my
a
favorite
given.
band of all time.
I have heard of them. Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
They're-
Favorite band
they're
of all
pretty-
time.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Like,
good.
Nothing beats just popping in like a Zeppelin CD or record
that-
on vinyl and just.
Is that something you would play along to? You ever do that?
Oh yeah,
As a musician?
that's my big influence when
Sure.
I play music is just listen to Zeppelin and then see what happens from there.
I've been doing stand-up for about 11 years, and sometimes I'll put on like a nice Jerry Seinfeld album, and I'll just say the jokes louder than he does. It's like the same version of that for comedians, I think. Right? Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Nobody does that. But you know what people do? This is interesting, is there are cover comedians. They're very like few and far between, but I've seen them advertised where it's like George Carlin, but it's like Kyle Hart as George Carlin. And he just like he looks like Carlin, and he does Carlin's like best jokes. But it's like, why would that be fun to watch? Wouldn't that be
kinda
like
weird.
really weird?
Yeah.
It's like a band is different because everybody can kind of like, oh, I know that song. But like going to see a Carlin cover or something, or like a Seinfeld cover would be such a weird
I
thing.
mean, I guess it's like buying knockoff brand.
I get, yeah, it kind of is. I have your next category here. It is Parks and Rec. That's a great show.
Oh, I
Great
love that
show.
I got to be on it. I got to be an extra on the wedding episode where
Okay.
Ben and Leslie get married. It's like a two-parter.
Yeah,
So I'm a guest
yeah.
at this gala, and then the gala turns into a wedding, and I'm in a tuxedo. It's awesome. It's really, really fun. That is one of my favorite shows of all time. And shout out to Jim O'Hare, who plays Jerry on that show, who was on episode 5 of this podcast. So if you like Jerry, Barry, Larry, Gary, that guy they always make fun of, he's been on the show. He did Johnny Cash and sitcom trivia. We did sitcom stuff
wow.
because he was on a sitcom.
That's awesome.
And he's a very, very funny dude. He's got a movie out called Middleman that everyone should see. I think it'll be on Netflix and VOD soon. I'm in it at the very end for a split second. He was kind enough to invite me to the set to be on that movie. And you can check it out wherever that kind of stuff's found. Middleman movie. Check that out. What does Parks and Rec do for you? Why do you think it's such a great show?
I don't know. I love the character dynamic in it. Like Ron Swanson. I wish I could be him.
Everybody knows a Ron Swanson,
Oh, yeah.
don't they?
Oh.
My brother hates the show, but he has watched every Ron scene, like online and things. Like he loves Ron, but he hates the show. So I think that character just speaks to everybody. It's like everybody's uncle. Everybody has an uncle Ron, right?
He's the grumpy uncle that's always there with a mustache. And
But
he's
it's still
drinking
like-
whiskey and eating a big steak. And
Yeah.
he's just like,
But you still love him?
manly because he loves wood. It's like,
There you go.
I love wood too.
There you go.
Great.
Your next topic was body hair, which is very interesting for a trivia topic. Give me an example of a body hair trivia question.
Kyle and I were talking about this. And he said, it could be something like, who's the hairiest president that we've had?
Ooh, do you know the answer to that?
No, I do
Grover
not. But
Cleveland. I have no idea.
I would guess
sounds like a
an
hairy
Abraham
bastard.
Lincoln because
Lincoln?
he's tall. He's got the top hat. And
Sure.
he's,
Yeah, it's all the way in there.
Yeah,
you know
it's
he
like-
stuffs
Oh,
hair in
like
there.
Marge Simpson? It's all up in
Yeah,
there.
it's
That's
all-
it. And it's blue. I heard. That would be interesting. How do we find out the pubiest president? That would be a fun.
There's a question.
That's a nice piece of history.
Well, how many
for
of them
him.
are still alive?
Let's see. Who do we got? Carter? Oh, Carter's the oldest one still alive, right? Or no, George H.W.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe
He's like 95.
maybe Daddy Bush.
Did you know that Daddy Bush? Oh, he's got to be the king of the pubes. Daddy Bush? Oh, he's the pubiest president. Did you know he skydives every year on his birthday still?
Still.
I believe
Isn't
he
he
did
in a
last year. Maybe he didn't do that. I swear to God.
You don't need to walk while skydiving.
I think he was either 90 or 95, and it was like he celebrated his birthday by skydiving. Like he's always done it.
I mean,
so maybe
it's
he used to
fun,
do that
but
in the
wow.
wars or something. Interesting, but a ton of pubes on that guy. Your next topic was Rick and Morty. Everyone loves that.
That's probably my favorite show.
That's your
of all
jam?
time. Oh yeah, my dad
People
and I
love
will
it.
watch that together.
He got me
It's
into
nice
that
bonding.
show.
Yeah,
Now, how old is your dad? I have that question for you.
he's 42 now.
Oh, you better be right. What if he's younger and he's going to be mad at you?
You know what's crazy? Like 10 years ago, I could technically be your dad. Could I? No, that can't be true.
There's something you have to do to be his dad.
No, but let's see. If
Really
your dad's 10 years older than me, because I'm 31, so your dad's 42, right? So 10 years ago, I could have had a kid when I was 21, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you
could have.
Could have. Oh my God.
They make TV shows about that.
Yeah, I've heard about that. My friend Maury. Told me about that. All right. That was fun and sad. But you watched that with your dad, Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
You guys get a kick out of it?
Oh yeah, we laugh so hard, and we'll like quote it.
Yeah.
And I think he's even like come up to me and like said, "Are you a hologram, you son of a bitch?" And he grabbed me, and I was just like,
That's good bonding right there.
"Oh yeah,
Very good.
it's
Also,
pretty
he called himself a bitch because he called you a son of a bitch. That was kind of fun. Right?
oh,
Or your mom.
Or your mom.
Not good.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna not."
He
tell
called
him I did
himself
this.
that.
Yeah, let's say it was him.
He called
It was
himself
him.
that.
Love you,
Your-
mom.
Your last topic was pugs, like we talked about. It's in your name. It's in your grandma's house. It's not in your house.
It's on my shirt.
It's on your shirt.
Well, not this one.
Not
the
that
other
one. The other one.
The
we
other
talked about.
collector shirt.
Pugs. We can do all kinds of trivia about pugs. The only question I can think of off the top of my head is what Disney movie has a pug? The villain has a pet pug who's kind of a dick. Do you know?
I know. Do you know?
I don't know.
Come on, dude. It's Pocahontas.
Is it? Oh, I was going to say Hunchback of Notre Dame, but you're right. It's the guy with the purple hat, the bad guy
Yeah.
in Pocahontas.
He
The
has
hunter?
one.
Is he a hunter or something?
I don't know
A
who
baron?
he is.
I don't know. He looks like a real
he's just
asshole.
fancy and pompous.
All right, those are your 5 topics, Michael and Kyle. So we're going to reveal what we chose right now, and we're going to start off with Kyle's topic. It's Game of Thrones.
All right.
I haven't done it on the show yet.
Oh, really?
50 episodes. We haven't done it yet. And Michael, your topic is body hair. I'm just kidding. That would be impossible. It's Parks and Rec, which
Oh,
we have
wonderful.
also not done on the show.
Really?
So
Awesome.
it's a TV super show. It's Game of Thrones, Parks and Rec. Game of Thrones still on for another season or so, right? And Parks and Rec went off, I think, last year.
Yeah.
So we're going to dive right in. This is the Trivia Showdown.
Trivia Showdown.
So you guys are going to go back and forth in topics. So we'll start with Kyle's Game of Thrones. I'll ask a question. Now, do you know Game of Thrones, Michael?
No,
Not at all?
This is gonna get really.
Oh, boy.
really bad.
Do you think you could guess on any of them? Or you literally have never seen an episode?
I've never seen an episode.
Just say Jon Snow. That's all you gotta say.
I know. I've heard of Jon Snow.
Sure.
Then
And
you're good.
Kyle, have you seen a lot of Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
I love
Okay.
that
So this
show.
might be a
Yeah,
one-sided thing. We'll see what happens. It will be a nerd fest. That'll be for sure. So we'll kick off with a Game of Thrones question, and you get 1 point if you get your topic right, and you get 2 points if you can get the other person's topic right. You guys got to buzz in, so we got to come up with a buzz-in word. What's like a 1 or 2 syllable word that would be fun for you guys to buzz in
Pug.
with? Yeah, pug. That's perfect.
All right. Yeah. We'll just
Pug. Yep. It would be great if every time he's like, yes, like you thought we were talking to him. All right, so yeah, buzz in with the word pug. And here we go. We'll start off with Game of Thrones. Question number 1. What's the name of the youngest Stark child?
All right. Pug.
Yeah.
That's Rickon.
Rickon. That's right. And that's 1 point for old Kyle. Now, Michael, no idea, right?
I was gonna guess Jason.
Jason. Jason Stark. Who's Jason Stark? You just picking a name?
Yeah. I thought
not
that
bad.
could have been a character.
Jason. What if it was like Tyler Stark? Like they all have these like awesome medieval
Yeah, right.
names, and then like Blake Stark. All right, question 1 is over. Here's question number 1 for Parks and Rec. What's the name of the miniature horse the town of Pawnee loves?
Okay. Pug.
Oh.
Oh, Kyle's going for the steal.
Man.
Lil Sebastian.
Little Sebastian.
Right,
That
right
is
when I thought.
2 points, so it's 3-0 right now, and that was a steal
Wrote the
right
greatest
there.
song about Little Sebastian in that show.
That is true. There was one season that ended with the big Lil Sebastian song.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this would be a great end to the series. And I think it was 2 seasons before it actually ended because they never knew if they were coming back, you know? So I thought that would have been an awesome end, but then we also got 2 more seasons. So what did you think about the series finale? Did you love it?
I enjoyed it.
I thought the last season was not that great, but the finale was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought the finale was good. The last season was hard for me because it seemed like they all just split up.
Well, yeah, I mean, like Chris Pratt blew up and was so huge that they probably barely had time to film with him and all that shit. All right. So I also, you guys haven't done this, but I forgot to mention, let the whole question be read so people can kind of play along at home. So if you know the answer, wait for it to be read. Here's question number 2 for Game of Thrones. Let's see what we got. What's the name of the explosive that gives the Lannisters the edge in the Battle of Blackwater? It's the name of the explosive they use.
All right. Pug.
Yes, what do you got?
Believe it's called Dragonfire.
Incorrect.
Ooh.
Now, Michael, since you've never seen the show, I will tell you that the second word he said is the word. So it's not Dragonfire, but it's called something else. What do you got?
I would have to guess Greek fire?
Oh, that was probably
pretty close. Wildfire. It's wildfire. When I was finding this question online, it was from a quiz, and I clicked Dragonfire to see if it was right, and I thought it was right, but it was wildfire. So no points there.
They make a lot of Dragonfire references.
That's right. Here we go. This is question. What would be the difference in dragon and wild? Oh, because the dragon's
an actual
fire.
dragon.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, actual dragon. All right. Here's
real
question.
Real ones.
Real life dragon. Here's question number 2 for Parks and Rec. Who plays Ron's hippie rival, also named Ron?
Oh, gosh.
Who is that guy? He's classic. He's one of my favorite actors of all time.
He's hilarious.
I can picture him right now. Like, I see him completely. I can't.
Yeah. Classic mustache. Who plays Ron's hippie rival, also named Ron? And he guesses.
Your spirit animal's a little baby snow owl. Oh, I don't know his name.
He is the star of Roadhouse, Mr. Sam Elliott. Did you ever see it? Roadhouse?
I haven't seen
One of the best. He's in Big Lebowski. He's the old
97.
man.
We gotta remember.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. 97 was when The Big Lebowski came out, I think, which is really crazy.
Same as Pug.
Yeah. You guys both came out in 97. All right. Here is question number 3 for Game of Thrones. When Daenerys, is that how you say her name? Daenerys. That's it. When Daenerys, when Daenerys says, "My sun and stars," who is she referring to?
Ooh.
Pug.
Yes.
Jon Snow.
I should give him points for that. I'm going to give you 1 point, Michael. 1 point for participation.
Thank you. Pug.
Yes.
Ooh, it's got to be Khal Drogo.
Yep, that's right. It's the whatever. I don't think she actually says "my sun and stars," but whatever she's saying.
Yeah, it's in another language.
Whatever
I'm sure.
is that's right. So you got 4 points. It's 4 to Michael's handicap of 1. Here is question number 3 for Parks and Rec. What season does Rob Lowe show up on the show? What season does Rob Lowe show up?
Pug.
Yes.
I was season 3.
Incorrect. Kyle.
Season 2.
It is season 2. I actually thought it was season 3 as well, and I looked it up.
3 unless he said.
He was a guest star that was supposed to be on for 8 episodes, and then they were like, this is a great character, and we want to add him. So then season 3, he became a character. Okay. So kind of both right. But officially, season 2 is when he made his first appearance. Here's question number 4 for Game of Thrones. The Reigns of Castamere was a song that signaled what major event in the series? The Reigns of Castamere was a song that signaled what major event in Game of Thrones? So this song played, and then something crazy happened. What was it? What's the name of that event?
Wow.
Any guesses?
That song name gives me nothing.
The Reigns of Castamere.
Let's see.
Well, who is Castamere?
That's a good question.
Castamere is not a character.
Well, that narrowed it down a lot.
All right, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that was the Battle of the Bastards.
Incorrect. Michael, anything?
Battle.
The Battle of Jon Snow.
Battle of 5 Armies?
Battle of 5 Armies. That sounds like a real thing,
That would
doesn't
be
it?
The Hobbit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That is
I
the
wouldn't
name of
even
the
know.
third movie.
Oh, boy. The Battle of 5 Armies? That's the name of it? Another reason to not watch it. Here is the answer. It was the Red Wedding. Remember the crazy-ass murderous
man.
wedding? Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Red Wedding was when, like, some crazy shit went down. A lot of people died. A lot of people die in
crazy
the
in the
series in
book,
general,
too.
right? A lot of people are dying on this show. Yeah, in the book. I've never read, but have you read the book?
I've read most of the first book, and I'm trying to download the audiobooks for the next ones.
There you go. So this, I won't say what happens because Kyle yelled at me about spoilers earlier, but a bunch of people die in this one thing known as the Red Wedding, and this song starts playing, and that kind of signals all the murder to start. So that's what it is. All right, question number 5 is coming up here for Parks and Rec, I think. Are we on 4? We're on 4. Number 4 for Parks and Rec. How many kids do Leslie and Ben have? I believe in you, Michael.
Okay.
I said I believe in you.
Oh, you believe in me?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Pug.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
And then I'm going to say 3.
It is 3. They have triplets.
right.
Well done. And there is your first official point. It is not a shutout. It's never happened before. It never will, I feel, on this show.
Never will.
They had triplets. There you go. Here is Game of Thrones number 5. Let's jump onto that. Halfway through these questions. What is Arya's sword's name? Arya's sword's name. What is the name of it? You guys are really
Give me
thinking about
1
it.
second.
There's so much pausing in this episode. It feels like an NPR show. There's like a lot of like,
These are really critical questions.
Well, if you
Oh
raise
my gosh,
3.
why can't I remember it? Okay, there we go. Pug. Needle.
It is Needle. Well done for Kyle. That is 7-2 right now. Kyle's kicking some ass. Michael's still on the board. Not a shutout.
Should have gone with body hair.
Should have gone with body hair. The rest of the questions I just make up on the spot about body hair. Who's the pubiest president? Number 5 for Parks and Rec. Who was mayor at the end of the show's series? Who was the mayor? Which one of the characters was the mayor at the end of the show?
I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've seen the end.
Oh my
boy.
gosh.
This will be the very last episode of the show. Any guesses, Kyle?
It's Gary, Larry, Jerry, Barry, Fairy.
That's right. Played by Jim O'Hare. So 2 points there. Gary, Larry, Barry, Jerry
You
is
picked
the
topics
mayor.
I knew too well.
I know.
He lived to be 100 and something years old, or
Yeah.
100 years old. Yeah, it's pretty great.
Died on his birthday.
On his birthday, around his a million beautiful grandchildren and everything. It was such a funny end for him. It was cool. He had like the best ending because he was like had all the worst luck in the series.
I heard they gave him a lot of good stuff in the series because they were so mean to him.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Here comes question number 6 for Game of Thrones. What's the name of the second book of the Song of Fire and Ice series? So they all have, I think there's 6 of them, right? 6 books?
I think there's 7 now.
7?
But
Okay.
I may be wrong on that.
Maybe the 7th one's coming out. So what's the name of the second book in the Song of Fire and Ice series? Any guesses?
Let's see. I think the first one is Game of Thrones.
That is correct. Do you know the second one?
second one is... I don't know.
Any guesses, Michael?
I'm going to have to guess the game has started.
The game has started. Jon Snow's Revenge. It's a Clash of Kings. A Clash of Kings. No points there. Here's question number 6 for Parks and Rec. What holiday did Tom and Donna make up?
Oh, come on, dude. Pug.
Pug?
Treat yourself.
Oh, Kyle stole it. The Treat Yourself holiday. It's 11-2. Michael's got to come back here with some questions. Treat yourself. You guys ever treat yourselves? What do you do?
I just went on vacation.
Where'd you go? Tell us where you went.
So I went to Munich to go visit an old friend.
Sure.
I went
A lot
on
of
an
us have old friends in Munich. I mean,
Well, I went on an exchange in high school, and I went to go visit my family that
that's
I
right.
lived with. It was great.
Was this a
time.
female?
No.
Oh.
Well, 2 of the family members are his mom and his sister.
Oh, the sister. How old was she?
I believe she's 19.
Did you fall in love with her?
Did I fall in love with it?
Yeah.
No, they're listening.
Oh, boy.
No.
This is a big podcast in Munich.
But I
A lot of
went
people
to
don't know.
Munich, and then I went to Budapest, and then I went to Barcelona.
Very good. So you're a little bit of a globetrotter.
Yeah, I sure do enjoy it.
Now, is a upland globetrotter similar to a Harlem globetrotter?
Actually, we're very similar.
Very similar. A lot of basketball
Except
skills.
I suck at basketball.
All right. Here is question number... What are we on? Game of Thrones? Yeah, because we just did Parks and Rec. This is number 7. Who said, if you ever call me sister again, I'll have you strangled in your sleep? That's a great line from the show I found. Which character said, if you ever call me sister again, I'll have you strangled in your sleep?
I want to say Pug.
Yeah.
I don't know her name, but is it the Dragon Girl?
Michael, Dragon Bitch is incorrect. But, Kyle, what do you got?
Ooh, I feel like there's only a couple of characters that can work for. Mm-hmm. I feel like maybe I'm going to go with Cersei.
It is Cersei Lannister, and that is 1 point for Kyle in the Game of Thrones column. 12-2.
Gosh, I'm
Michael,
a
let's see
nerd.
if you can get some of these Parks and Rec ones to close it out. This is number Number 7. All you have to do is name any one of Andy's bands.
Oh, Mouse Rat.
Boom, he got it.
There we go.
Mouse Rat. Do you know any of the other ones? There's 2 other ones, I think.
There's Rat Mouse.
Oh, yeah. Then there's 4 that I found.
Oh, he's got one that's really funny and really dirty.
Scarecrow Boat.
Oh, yeah.
And Ninja Dick. Those were the other ones I found. All right.
They have like 8, though. There's so
do they?
many.
There's way more than that?
Yeah, they change it in like every episode.
That's good. That's a good point. Yeah, it's probably way more than that. Here's question number 8 for Game of Thrones. What character has horrible burn scars and fears fire? Which character on Game of Thrones has horrible burn scars?
Say it. I know
Pug.
you're already looking at it.
And fears fire.
Jon Snow.
Not Jon Snow.
No, but it is the Hound.
The Hound is correct, and that's 13 points for Kyle. Well done. Kyle really knows this Game of Thrones shit.
Yes.
That's not something to brag about, Kyle. Here
Yes,
comes
it is.
question number 8. Who played Bobby Newport, heir to the Sweetums fortune on Parks and Rec? Famous comedic actor who played Bobby Newport, heir to the Sweetums fortune.
I can't even
See,
remember him.
here's the problem. I picture him right now.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. He runs for
I'm
office
not-
against Leslie at one point.
I'm not...
Jon Snow.
Maybe. But it's like I can't remember names too well.
We talked about it earlier, and the phrase slap of the bass. There's your clue.
Oh.
Any clues or any guesses?
I just remember us saying slap in the bass. Can I re-listen to the podcast?
Sure.
real quick?
Yeah,
And
let's
then-
go back.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we went back and listened. Michael, do you know it now?
No.
All right.
We did not go back and
Kyle?
listen.
I don't know his name.
Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd.
My goodness.
From Anchorman fame, from Friends. Bobby Newport, Paul Rudd. Here's question number 9 for Game of Thrones. What character crushes Oberyn Martell's head in his bare hands? Which character crushes another man's head in his bare hands?
Pug.
Yes.
I believe that's the Hound's brother, the Mountain.
That's right. What a fun family, right? You get a fun nickname, the Mountain, the Hound,
That
fire,
that
burns.
scene was unexpected too.
Oh, man, that was such a cool part. Spoiler alert. Question number 9. Number 9, here it is for Parks and Rec. What was Anne's initial job on the show? The character of Anne. What was her job?
Pug.
Yes.
Wasn't she like a nurse?
She was a nurse. There's another point for Michael. Well done. He's got 4 on the board, and Kyle...
Really caught up.
Kyle has 14. Here is question number 10. This is the last Game of Thrones question. Let's see how you do. Kyle and or Michael, but probably Kyle. How did early series character Viserys?
Viserys, yeah.
Viserys
that's how you pronounce it.
Targaryen die? How did that character die?
That was a fun one.
That was a cool one.
He got molten gold poured over his head.
That's right. Molten gold poured over his head and immediately fell and then was solid, like when he hit the ground.
Made a good sound.
It's a cool sound. And that is your 15-point. Well done, Kyle. Proving that nerdy face of yours well. Here's question number 10. This is the last Parks and Rec question. Let's see if Michael can nail it for his last point. What state does the show take place in?
Pug.
Yeah.
Indiana.
That's right. And that's your 5th point. So 15-5. You got up. You get the slice through your 4 for the total of 5. That's pretty good.
I'm pretty happy.
You're happy about
heroic.
it. 15-5. And what did you guys think of the first 20 questions?
Those are pretty good questions.
Yeah, I think.
Do you think they were too hard, Michael?
I think they were
a good mix?
fine. I should have really rewatched all the seasons before I came here.
You know what your excuse can be for not getting any of these questions? You could be like, I'm a child, right?
Yeah.
Just say that.
It's barely.
I am a youth.
Do you have a license?
Yeah.
Are you
Yes.
old enough for that?
Yeah, I think.
Let's see. What are some things he can't do? Let's list some things.
Well, you can't buy cigarettes now.
No. Oh, you have to be 21?
Thank you, Jerry
I
Brown.
think they changed that, yeah.
They changed
Thank
that.
you, Jerry Brown. Is your ID vertical or horizontal?
It's right now. It's vertical.
Yeah, but so is mine. And even though-
is it?
Well,
Why?
I'm not paying $35 until mine's expired.
And how old are you? 25?
22.
Oh, 22. God damn, I feel like a real old person. All right. Well, that was fun. Here is round 2. This is called the combo question.
Combo question.
Okay, so we combined both things, Parks and Rec and Game of Thrones. This is kind of an easy question. So let's have Michael take a crack at it first. How about that? All right?
Sure.
I think you'll be able to figure this one out. Okay, ready?
Let's hope so.
This is for 2 points, and this combines Game of Thrones and Parks and Rec. From what we know about the characters on Parks and Rec, which character would be most excited to watch Game of Thrones? Which character on the show? Based on everything we know about this character.
Based everything we know about this character.
He's real nerdy. He's created a board game.
Oh, you got to get this one,
the
dude.
board game. Hold on. The board game.
Cones of Dunshire.
Is that Jerry?
No.
It's not Jerry. Kyle?
It is Leslie's husband, Ben.
That's right. Ben is the answer for 2 points.
I totally
Kyle,
forgot about Ben.
locking it in, 17-5. And we have one last thing to do. It's called Categories with Buds.
Categories with buds.
So I'm going to play with you guys, and we're going to go in a circle. We're just going to name something from a category. Past categories have been things like NBA teams or spaces on a Monopoly board. Today's category is Ninja Turtles characters.
All right.
So it could be any Ninja Turtles character from the universe of Ninja Turtles. Do you know any?
Do I know? Yeah.
You got some? Kyle, do you know any?
Got a couple.
I got a couple too. So I'm going to play with you guys. I'll kick it off. We'll go to Michael and then Kyle and back to me. And you can't say one that's been said already. The last person standing gets 3 points for their team. So let's see how this goes. My first character is Shredder. What do you got, Michael?
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Donatello.
Raphael.
Leonardo.
Though we got the 4 core members out.
Yeah.
And I already forgot their mentor's name.
Oh,
That sucks.
Can you think of anybody else?
Nope.
No other character.
No, really
Come on. You can't think of one other character? All right. Kyle's out.
No, I'm
April O'Neil.
Master Splinter.
Master
There it
Splinter.
is.
Casey Jones.
Is it Crane?
Krang, yeah. I am going to say the Rat King.
Is Bebop?
Bebop. I'll say Rocksteady.
Vanilla Ice?
Yes, that is a character from the movies. I will say Vanilla Ice counts. And with that, I will bow down because I think that's maybe the best possible character anybody could think of. That's 2 points for Michael, giving him a little bit more, or actually he gets 3 points for that. So final score, 8 for Michael, and let's see, 17 for Kyle. So that was a steep win for old Kyle Hart. But Michael, your last name has Pug in it, and sometimes you say that like Poon. So you're the better man, I'd say, right?
That's fair.
That is fair. Now, is there anything you guys want to plug before you get out of here? Anything fun? Like, where can people follow you and all your Hawaiian adventures online there, Michael?
All right. So my Instagram account is its_pug.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
What is with all these youngsters and the underscores? That's my next
that's
question.
because nothing lets you use spaces anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, these goddamn underscores.
I know.
All right. Very good.
I think that's all I got.
It's underscore what?
Pug.
It's underscore pug. All right. And Kyle, where can people find you if they want to have you light some shit?
Oh, well, I mean, my email address.
And what is that?
No, I'm not sending that out.
okay.
That's too
Kyle
many people.
at KyleHart.Hart.
But I guess you can find me on LinkedIn or Facebook.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
LinkedIn? That's for old people.
I try to be old.
That's why you grew the facial hair.
Yeah.
Well done. Guys, thanks for coming over to my house. Feel free to take anything you want, including my dogs.
Great.
All right. Those are your prizes. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Do you have any pugs?
Nope.
Listener quiz.
There it is. A very one-sided trivia contest between Michael and Kyle, but fun nonetheless. Check out those guys where they said to follow them, and check out me at all my different locations online. Trivia with Buds on Facebook. You can find me Ryan Buds on Instagram, on Twitter, Ryan Buds on Facebook, all that good stuff. And you can check out the website, triviawithbuds.com, for all my up-to-date special event trivia nights and all my weekly and monthly different things I have going around in the LA area. And if you like this show, please tell a friend about it. Share it with a friend. That's the best way to help spread the word and support the show. Let somebody know, hey, you like trivia, you like pop culture, you like Parks and Rec, you like Game of Thrones, and send them the link. That would be super, super helpful. And it's fun to kind of play along if you're on a road trip this summer. You know, go back, listen to all the different episodes we've had of this show. There's a huge amount, 50 other episodes. This is the 51st episode. We're coming up on a year next week. I'm still trying to think of something really fun to do for a year. So hopefully it comes to me in the next 7 days or so. But yeah, go back through the feed and look for a topic that fits your fancy. We got fast food and baseball movies. That's kind of a fun one, super unique. Tenacious D and marine biology, Seinfeld and WWE, Dirty Dancing and Roadhouse with me versus my wife on Valentine's Day, and a Swayze-a-thon. That's kind of fun. There's all kinds of cool stuff. And there's different live episodes or episodes where I'm on location somewhere. I have one coming up very soon where I'm going to be in Disney World. I talked to a bunch of random people that were at Disney World or worked at Disney World and asked them Disney questions. So lots of fun, like roaming reporter kind of stuff like that. And very soon we're going to be incorporating some shorter episodes that are kind of like mini episodes that have just trivia. So it'll be like 5 questions from a friend of mine, in Chicago that sent him in, or, different things like that, kind of highlighting more trivia and less of the banter back and forth between guests. So if you like that, this show's all about variety, and we just hit a year, and we are well over 25,000 downloads, which is really, really cool for me, and it's fun to watch that grow each and every week. So thank you for listening to this show and telling a friend about it. And next week will be our big 1-year celebration. We'll figure out something cool to do. And this week's listener quiz, I want you to name all of the states in our country that start with the letter M. See if you could figure that out. That's a fun trivia question. Just name all the states that start with M. Try and do it without looking them up, obviously. All the people who get that right and send me the answer, ryanbuds@gmail.com, or Ryan Buds on Twitter, Trivia with Buds on Facebook, wherever you want to find me. Send me the states that start with M, and you'll be entered in a raffle. And that raffle prize this week is a Rocco's Modern Life sticker from my good friend Brad Albright at Brad Albright Illustrations. Look him up, find him online. He's in the show notes. If you want to look at the full episode description for this show and click the link for Brad Albright Illustrations, you can see his Instagram account. And man, he's got a lot of cool stuff. He makes these 3D posters, and they come with 3D glasses for stuff like Rick and Morty, Rocco's Modern Life, Bob's Burgers, and Ren and Stimpy. So if you like that kind of stuff, check out Brad Albright. And he sent me quite a few things to give away. Some great stickers from Beavis and Butthead and Daria, and Powdered Toast Man from Ren and Stimpy, and Spunky, the dog from Rocco's Modern Life, and just a bunch of cool stuff. He's a great dude. Check him out. And looking for the states that start with M this week if you want to win a Rocco sticker. Thanks again for listening. Buy us something off the Amazon wish list to support the show. You know, it's a really cool thing that we could use because now we have monikers. They have a spin-off of monikers, like an expansion pack. There's 2 different ones. They're $10 on Amazon. One of those would be awesome because it's already my favorite card game of all time, and I just want to keep adding to the deck. So thanks for adding this to your deck of podcasts you listen to, and tell a friend about it and all that good stuff. Leave us a review on iTunes. I'm going to start picking random people on iTunes who left a review and just trying to contact them however I can to get a mailing address so I can mail them a surprise. So all the 5-star reviews on iTunes, look out. You might be getting something fun in the mail from old RB. That's it for this week. Thanks so much for supporting the show, listening to the show, telling someone about it, and we'll see you next week for our big 1-year Trivia with Buds Spectacular. Bye-bye.